Hello and welcome to the channel. I am here for an album review for you guys. Now, this is not for a newer release. This is a throwback review. I just thought it would be interesting to talk about this album. So for this review, we're going to be talking about The Jester Race by In Flames. And this is my favorite In Flames album. And yeah, definitely a great album. And I would even go as far to say that this is my all-time favorite Melodeath album. I mean, it's definitely a solid album front to back. I mean, I got very little complaints with this album. This is one of those albums that I pretty much have to talk about every song. I have to talk about everything on this album because, again, it's probably my all-time favorite Melodeath album. Of course, it's a classic in the genre, and In Flames, obviously one of the pioneers of the subgenre. This was also the first album with Anders Frieden on vocals. And yeah, Anders Frieden is pretty much the reason In Flames has gone downhill, has kind of gone more in a radio-friendly direction. But Anders Frieden and his vocals, I mean, he does sound good on this album. Definitely very good. Now, production-wise, I've heard some people say that the production with his vocals, like, not the easiest to hear or whatever, like, the production, not the greatest, but I that doesn't really bother me. I think it's still, I think he still sounds really good on this album, and it's still a very great album overall. So let's go ahead and get into the tracks. So the album opens up with Moonshield, which is definitely a great song and a great album opener. Starts out with these acoustic driven riffs that lead up to the heaviness, and these acoustic riffs, pretty catchy and pretty intriguing to listen to, and the chorus is very intriguing to this song as well. I mean, Anders really does sound like he's giving it his all in this song. I mean, definitely a really great song. Used to be one of my favorites on the album, but nowadays I think it's just an honorable mention. But either way, I still think it's a great song and a very good album opener. Then we got the first instrumental that's on here, The Jester's Dance, and this might be my all-time favorite instrumental from In Flames. I don't know, it's up there though, but I just really like those jazzy-sounding guitar riffs. It's a fairly atmospheric-sounding song. It's just very intriguing to listen to. I really dig this one. Then we got Artifacts of the Black Rain, which is, I mean, it's got to be one of my all-time favorite In Flames songs. I mean, I really dig this song a lot. Anytime I listen to this album, this is just one of those songs that you just cannot skip. I mean, it's that great of a song. I love the guitar riffs and Anders' vocals. And I even like the way Anders sounds over these riffs, I should say. It's just intriguing when you listen to it. It's heavy, but it's also melodic, and it's a great song. Definitely one of my favorites on the album. And then you got the song Graveland, which this song has honestly never been one of my favorites, but it's not bad though. I think it is pretty good still, but I'd say it's maybe one of my least favorites on the album, but it's still not bad. I do like the rawness of this song. I think it's pretty good still. Then we got Lord Hypnos, which is probably one of the most underrated songs on this album. In fact, I do think it is. It's a great song. Maybe another one of my favorites on the album. I really like the guitar work in this song. It's just very intriguing. I love the flow of this song, and there's just a lot to like about it. And then we got Dead Eternity, which, like with Graveland, has never really been one of my favorites, but it's still a pretty good song. I mean, there's not much to say about it, but it's not bad. Then we got the title track, The Jester Race, which is probably another one of my favorite In Flames songs. I mean, this song is just incredible. With the melodies, the heaviness, I mean, that introduction alone, outstanding. The chorus, catchy. I think Anders sounds really good in this song. And the middle part of this song is interesting as well. It has this monstrous creature speaking in the middle section of this song. Now, I've heard somewhere where that is supposed to be the Jester speaking in this song. I've heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's true, but that's definitely an interesting part of the song, and I actually like that part of the song. It's pretty intriguing, and I don't know, but this song, The Jester Race, definitely a great song, easily one of the best songs on the album. And then we got December Flower, which I'd say is maybe top 5 most underrated In Flames songs. This is maybe another one of my favorites on the album. I really dig this one too. I just really love the heaviness and just the overall structure of this song. It's just fantastic. And then we got Wayfarer, which is the second instrumental on here. In my opinion, not as good as the first instrumental that's on here, The Jester's Dance, but this is still a very good song. It's got some really intriguing guitar riffs, and it's just really good overall. And then the album closes out with Dead God and Me, which has never been one of my favorites, but it's not bad though. I think it does work as an album closer though. Now, this is the Black Ash Inheritance version of the Jester Race. So you do get some other bonus tracks on here, the bonus EP, whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to talk about the first 10 songs, you know, just the Jester Race album. So yeah, I got very little complaints with the album though. Definitely a solid album. Definitely check it out if you are a fan of Melodeath. I mean, once again, definitely an essential to check out if you're an In Flames fan. And also, I'd say it's an essential to check out if you are a Melodeath listener or a Melodeath fan. However you want to say it. But definitely a great album. If I were to give this album a score, I'd probably give this album probably a 9.5 out of 10. It's a near perfect album. Really, the only complaint that I have with this album is while there's not a single weak track on here, some of these songs are kind of skippable. For example, Graveland and Dead Eternity. 2 songs that are not bad, but they don't have the strongest replay value. They're songs that just, you know, just not the easiest to go back to, but most of this album, however, excellent. It's a great album, highly recommend it. So that's my review for In Flames, The Jester Race. I do think that this is their best album. Definitely check it out. So let me know your thoughts on the album if you have heard it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.